What's going on YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to Man Cave TV, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Cinch controller, the custom controller. A few weeks back I decided to purchase one of these and I unboxed it for you guys. You can find that video in the description. And I decided to play with it a few weeks, decide if I was going to do a review on it, and I had a few friends of mine ask me that they wanted me to do a review on it, so I decided I would, and I'll try to be as non-biased, if that makes any sense, as I possibly can. I will just tell you off the bat, the main reason why I got the Cinch over the Scuff is because of the buttons. I don't really know if you guys can see this. I'm trying to see if I can get it in the camera for you. I think right there you can hear the click. They put buttons on the bottom, and it can come with 2 or 4 buttons, and I decided to go with just the regular 2 because I thought mainly I'd need it for is jumping and maybe crouching, or if you change it, I don't know if it's default or tactical, you can change it also to like panic knifing. So those are the 2 things that I mainly wanted it for. You can get 4, but I really was thinking, why would I need 4? Same with the Scuff. Why would you need 4 paddles? I just think it gets a little too hectic back there, and maybe when you come around a corner trying to get someone on either Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever game that you play on or play, and you want it for, I feel like the more buttons, more paddles you have back there, the more of the chance you're gonna bump one, or when you don't want to, and you're gonna do something you didn't want to, and you're gonna lose a kill or whatever you guys want to consider it. So I just decided to stick with the regular 2 buttons. Now, I will say that this Cinch controller has some really good features, but I don't think there's really anything much different than Scuff other than the buttons on the back, which is mainly the reason why I wanted it, was because of the buttons. But I'll just go through what this has, and I'm pretty sure if you guys know what Scuffs are, it'd be very similar to what Scuffs are. So, it has on the back, I think I can get that, the regular standard, I'll point at this one because it's closer to the camera for you guys, the regular standard trigger stops. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, when I first got this, the trigger on the right was not connecting to the sensor, and I was really pissed. I was very angry, and I didn't want to send it back to them and have to wait even longer, and honestly I wasn't sure if I wanted trigger stops or not, so I decided to take them out and play without trigger stops. But of late, I thought in order to do a really good review for you guys, I decided to put them back in and try to see if I can fix it. And I was able to tamper with it, and I was able to adjust the right one, that it's working fine now. So hopefully it stays that way. And I do find it is a little difficult for me to adjust to trigger stops, but I do like it when you're doing like a burst weapon. Instead of going all the way down, it's like a tap. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier, and I do like that. So the standard trigger stops, they come stock with Cinch, and I think they're stock as well on the Scuff. I'm not positive though. You have to look into that yourself. And you can also get adjustable ones, which they hide a little like screw, I think it is, behind the panel here. So you can get adjustable ones as well. But the thing is though, the adjustable ones, I was afraid that they would break. I was afraid that I would adjust them too much, trying to figure it out, and I break the spring or whatever mechanism that they use to adjust it. I don't know if it's spring or how they do it. I'm not really sure, but I was afraid of breaking them, and you had to spend extra to get the adjustable one. So I just went with standard. I'm not really sure if I wanted the trigger stop, so I thought I could take them out if I didn't want them. And I do like having them. They're really good for the burst guns. There's really no advantage on having the trigger stops, so you can easily go with or without them. All your preference. Another thing that I do like about, I think Scuff has it as well, but you can change the side panels here. You can put extra grip on it, which I'm thinking about adding grip to these, because I know it sounds really stupid, but I will say it. a lot of people have said it too, is when you play for a while or in just a competitive field like COD, your hands get a little sweaty and this kind of material gets a little slick. I know this sounds really stupid, and I really didn't think about getting grips for it because I thought it was stupid and I didn't like my hand getting sticky. But the more I play with it, the more it makes me feel about buying the grip. So you can buy that separately on Scuff or Cinch. So you just pop the pan off and you snap it on. It comes with a tool and everything like that. But I will tell you, oh, also does come, see if I can put that right here, pointing at, yeah, that little, that's a 3.5 millimeter, what do they consider it? Jack. Instead of using the Xbox One adapter, which I think is really stupid. I don't like that at all. I think PS4 makes it simple, and I just like PS4 so much better for so many reasons. But that's another video I can make. Honestly, I was ticked off that this was not working when I first got it. But I don't know if Xbox had an update or if it's possible for the controller to get an update. But after an update, it's working fine now, and I really like that. You can also customize the analog sticks, but I do use Control Freak sometimes, and I know I'm not the biggest fan of the Xbox One analog stick, and I think I said this in the unboxing, but you can get concave, convex, different sizes, different colors, and so on. But I decided to go with the regular analog sticks because if I didn't like them, because I'm not the biggest fan of, I can fit the Control Freaks on them. If you get aftermarket analog sticks, the Control Freaks do not work on it, or I don't think any other grips would work either. So and that's why I went with that, the stock. Now, I will say that what I don't like about the controller the most is the cost of it. I really thought Scuffs were like $400. I thought they were a lot more. So I decided to go with Cinch because I like the buttons on the back. I like that feature more than paddles because I heard the paddles break and I don't know if you can replace the paddles. That's something I'm not positive about. So I decided to go with the buttons. I decided to go with Cinch, and what makes this probably more expensive than a Scuff is I decided to get a remappable chip, and the remappable chip, I'll try to explain it the best I can. I wasn't sure if I wanted the A button here or if I wanted the A button here, and if you did not get the remappable chip, you would have to choose while you made it, and if I decided that I didn't like it on that side, I was stuck with it. So for my first Cinch or my first Scuff, I decided to put the remappable chip in it because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted, where I wanted the placement, and the chip was like 30 or 40 bucks. I can't really remember off the top of my head right now, but it was up there, and I have not had to use it because I like this setup. And for the heck of it, I might change the buttons just to see if I prefer it that way, because a lot of the pros that I'm finding or watching on YouTube, they like to have it opposite of me. They like to have the B on the left side. No, wait, no. Sorry, the A on the left side and B on the right. I like the A on the right side and the B on the left. That's just my comfort. That's why, to me, it makes more sense that way. But a lot of people like it the other way. So for the heck of it, I might use that chip and decide to change it up and see if it is any more helpful. I'm not positive. But that's honestly why this controller was so expensive, because I went stock everything. I went stock the two buttons, the stock standard trigger stops, and also stock analog sticks. Didn't change it. I only really changed the outside of the case, which is white instead of black, because I wanted it to be different than the other controller, the stock controller that I had. And honestly, that was probably like 17 bucks or something. I don't remember what it was, but you can get them stock. And also they do have a program, and I think Scuff has the same, but I know Cinch has a program in order to keep it even cheaper for you guys, or less expensive, because I mean, this stuff isn't necessarily junk, it's just, it is very expensive. So if you guys don't necessarily want to spend the money that I did, I think mine was 180 or 190, which I think is way too much for a controller. I really do. You can actually send your own controller in and make it a Cinch. So if you want to do that, it will save you a lot of money. I'm not positive what it will come to because I didn't really look into that. but I can leave the link in the description for Cinch, their website, and you guys can do a little bit more of your own research to find out if you want to send your controller in, or what you guys want in your controller if you are looking for one of these. So that would probably be the reason why I think the controller is way too expensive, was the fact that I used that chip. Now, if you know that you want A on this side or B on that side, then you don't need the chip. You really don't. But also, I decided to get, what do you call it? They call it like a tournament grade cable. You could probably pick up one of these at GameStop, Best Buy, probably even Walmart, honestly. But I decided for it to come with it, and I think it was maybe $14, maybe $20. I don't remember the price. I think it was $14 though. So I decided to have this come with it. Now, I didn't necessarily need to do that. I probably could have just gone to Walmart or GameStop and get one. This is a 10-foot one. It's actually almost longer than too long. But you probably could just go to your local Walmart or whatever, as I said before, and get one of these. It's a micro USB cable that plugs into the end here by, let's see, yeah, the end of the controller here. And you can also, you can get a battery pack, which you can get anywhere else. But instead of putting AA batteries, you can get a battery pack. I got it for the other controller the other day. And you can get that through Cinch. You can also get it through GameStop. You can also get all this stuff through Walmart, or wherever you guys like to get your equipment. So you don't have to get that stuff with your controller. If you just want, to save some money and just a standard Cinch or SCUF, you don't need to get all these extras with it, like the cases and stuff. And also, another thing I really liked is, I'm an Optic Gaming fan, which I'm really happy that they won Team of the Year for esports team, and I think that's really cool. I decided to get this green. It's a Cinch logo onto the Xbox One. I said in the unboxing that it was going to be green, but here, guys, you can just see what it looks like, and I think it looks green in the camera for you guys. If not, it might look a little white, but it is green. You can change these colors to whatever color you want, leave it stock, whatever you guys want. So there's many custom things that you can do for it, hint why it's called a custom controller. So you can also get like a carry case and all that good stuff, which you don't necessarily need, because honestly, the box that it came in, and I know this is going to sound really cheap, but the more I think about it, is I see if I can get it for you guys. Look at this. That foam that it came in, you really don't need to get a case for it, because this thing fits in here perfectly. Put batteries below it, do whatever you want. This thing fits in there perfectly, and you can just close it up, and I think it would protect it just as good as the case. You can also put the cable in there if you want to. But anyway, guys, that's my review on the controller. The Cinch compared to a SCUF, I think that's all preference. I didn't like the paddles, so I heard that they broke. I didn't really like the way that it looked or how I thought it would feel, but I still would honestly love to get my hands on the SCUF to really compare between the two, and I may do that in the future. I'm not really sure. Don't necessarily want to spend the money to get a SCUF and a Cinch. I know that does sound cheap, but that's just a lot of money to put out there to get both. But there are ways you can keep it less expensive. You just keep it basic. You don't need to go extreme. You can always get the grips later. You can always get the cables later. If you really want a case, you can get a case later as well. But that's my review on it. I went Cinch because I like the buttons over the paddles. If you guys like the paddles over the buttons, then probably you would want a SCUF. And honestly, SCUF is more recognizable. It's more well known because of all the teams that are sponsored by SCUF, like Optic Gaming, for example. So that would probably be another reason for you to go with a SCUF. Basically, everything's the same besides the buttons. And for me, personally, that was the selling point. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I thank you guys very much for tuning in and watching this review. There are going to be more products that I'm going to be reviewing whenever I get them. There's things that I'm interested in, like Control Freaks. I might do a review on some Control Freaks and stuff like that. If you guys like stuff like that, I would love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate you guys watching this today. And if you guys are interested in a cinch or a scuff, I'll leave links in the description for both, so you guys can go to their websites and see what they're all about, and so you guys can make the educated decision on if you want one or not. Anyway guys, thank you again for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.